Siri can be a really effective way to send text messages, especially if you're walking down the street in a high traffic area, you're trying not to bump into a bunch of people, you got a lot of stuff going on, or you're carrying a bunch of groceries, you only have one hand free, or possibly you're just getting into the back of a car. I'm gonna show you some really useful tips. All right, first thing you wanna do is turn Siri on. You do that by holding down the home button for about a second. Or go to Settings, General, Siri, and then turn on Raise to Speak. That means every time I hold my phone to my ear, Siri will turn on. Once you hear that chime, Siri is listening to you and it'll take your commands. So to send a text, you say send a text or send a text followed by the name of a person in your contact list. Send a text to Jonathan.
Which Jonathan?
Okay, so in this case, I have a couple of Jonathans in my contact list. Siri just wants me to be more specific so it can make sure it sends the text to the correct person. Jonathan Stein.
Okay, what do you want to say to Jonathan Stein?
See, after she asks a question for confirmation, you'll hear a little chime. That means she's ready to listen to your commands. Make sure you don't start talking until you hear that chime or else she may miss your message. So now you're ready to send your message. You want to make sure you don't pause for too long while you're saying your message or else Siri will interpret that as the end of your message and you'll get cut off. Send a message to Jonathan Stein.
Okay, what do you want to say to Jonathan Stein?
If you're going to the store, I need eggs, milk, popcorn.
Ready to send it?
So Siri interpreted my pause as the end of my message. Now there's two ways to handle that. One is to not pause, to think about what you're gonna say before you're gonna say it, get your thoughts clear before you actually send your message. The other way is to hold down the microphone button for the duration of your message. This way, Siri will keep listening as long as you have that button held down. So let me show you what the difference is like. Send a message to Jonathan Stein.
Okay, what do you want to say to Jonathan Stein?
Okay, so now I'm gonna hold down the microphone button for the duration of my message. Hey man, if you go into the store, I need eggs, milk, sausage, steak, avocados, and some kale.
Ready to send it?
Okay, that looks right, so I'm gonna send it on.
Okay, I'll send it.
Now, if you want to use punctuation in your message, you'll have to say the actual punctuation you want to use. Let me show you. Hey man, period. Sorry I can't make it tonight, period. Thanks for the invite though, period. Later, exclamation point. Okay, that looks good, it looks correct. Now that goes for all punctuation. That's periods, commas, question marks, exclamation points, and even semicolons if you're the type of person to use semicolons in a text message. Now, one last tip, if you want to send a message one sentence at a time, you can totally do that. You don't have to worry about pausing or Siri cutting you off or anything like that. Let me show you how that's done. Yo.
Ready to send it?
Send. I'm coming over now, period. Don't eat all the pizza, exclamation point.
Ready to send it?
Send. So what are the biggest takeaways with using Siri? Well, the first thing is to speak very slowly and clearly so that Siri has a better chance of understanding you. Next, plan your text in your head. That way you don't get cut off mid-sentence if you're not holding down the microphone. And finally, it's best not to text if you're driving. However, in emergency situations, Siri is a pretty good hands-free option. Let's go back to the office.
I don't know your work address.